The day has finally arrived to detail clean the exterior of the STi. I've been wanting to do this for probably about a year right now. When my dad pointed it out the day I brought the car in, he said, "Oh, look at all these micro scratches all over your car." I started looking, I said, "Oh crap, it's gonna have to be buffed out completely." I looked at the weather, and over the next 5 days it's gonna be just gorgeous outside, so I figured, you know what, might as well do this right now. I mean, this is as good a day as any. It's gonna take some time. I mean, first we're gonna start off by preparing the car, washing it, and then we'll move into the actual detailing process. Washing the car probably takes me somewhere around 1.5 to 2 hours to wash it properly, and then the detail process, I honestly, I don't know anymore. It's probably gonna take 5-6 hours. So I like to start by focusing on the wheels and tires first. Why? Well, if there's any kind of overspray that goes onto the metal itself, as soon as I finish washing that with, you know, chemicals, then I'll basically go over right next to it and I'll wash it off. If I've already washed the car, it's kind of pointless to keep re-washing it every single time. So for step number one, I like to use Meguiar's Detailer Wheel and Tire Cleaner. Why? Well, because I can grab this big bottle, pretty inexpensive, I think it's like 20 bucks, and then I'll just pop it into a bottle like that. Honestly, I don't even dilute it, just because for me, there's just no point considering how much product you get, and I feel like it works a little bit better this way. First step actually is pressure washing as much material off as I can with my pressure washer. Once that's complete, I can actually start applying this right onto the wheel and the tire. Once it's thoroughly applied, I just use a wheel cleaning brush like this one and just go through everything, just to kind of agitate the surface. Now that the surface has been agitated, including the inner barrel, I like to spray over it once more, just to make sure everything is thoroughly clean. And I'll just let that sit for about 30 seconds or so, since I've already applied it about 30 seconds prior to this, and it removes, honestly, majority of the stuff. Now it's time to just hose it down and move on to the remainder of the wheels. The wheels always seem like they take the longest, and honestly, it's probably because they do. So it's gonna be pretty much smooth sailing from now on. I mean, I'm gonna pressure wash the car, then I'm gonna use my foam cannon, use some of this Chemical Guys, it's called Honeydew Foam Auto Wash, and just load it up, cover it, and then just basically go over it, and that'll be pretty much it as far as the exterior cleaning goes. And then once that's done, I can actually move towards the actual detailing process and using my buffer. And there we have it. The STi is squeaky clean right now, so time to put it inside the garage and actually start detailing the sucker. Just as I was about to take the Corvettes out of the garage in order to bring my STi inside the garage in order to buff it, the garage door spring snaps in half. Luckily, I was able to find somebody locally. The guy's coming out tomorrow morning to replace it, and I guess then I can bring the STi inside and finish up what I started doing today. That's home ownership for you. Stuff breaks, you fix it. For the STi, I've been wanting to do this thing for about a year now, so what's another day, right? Day 2, garage been fixed, but now I gotta wash the car again because, well, it's sat overnight. So we want to get all the debris off. So I'm about to wash it real quick, and then I'm gonna bring it inside the garage and I can finally start the detail process. It's almost 3 something in the afternoon, so we'll see how far I get today. Hopefully I'll be able to complete it, but if not, I guess there is another day. The car is currently in the garage cooling down, but while it's cooling down, I figured I'd talk about the products that you see right in front of you, and those are all the products that I have that are by Chemical Guys. I am obsessed with all Chemical Guy products, so if there is a Chemical Guy product versus something else, I will always go with Chemical Guys. That's pretty much what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using that buffer, and then I'm going to start off with the 32 just to get majority of the big scratches. And to tell you the truth, most of the time when I've done this before, that 32 does eliminate everything. We'll see how long it takes. If it takes, not too long, then I'll move on through 34, 36, 38. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna do 32, to be honest, and then sometime later in the future, go through the entire 4-step polishing process. I've seen a lot of people just get way too eager and just start doing the buffing right away without actually doing any kind of preparatory work. So what I like to do is I like to mask every section off that I'm not gonna be basically polishing or buffing out. The windshield, like any of the plastic pieces, trims, etc., etc. I'm not gonna do the whole car right away. I just do sections at a time. So since I'll be probably focusing on the front end, I'll mask off the windshield and I'll mask off like the headlights and everything like that. And that'll just make my cleanup process 1,000 times easier. Another thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually lift the hood and mask underneath like each one of the crevices, because when you start doing that compound, that thing is just gonna fly anywhere and everywhere, especially in between those crevices, and it's gonna be years and you're still gonna be finding little dots all over your car. So just do the correct preparatory work, mask it off, and you're not gonna have to worry about it afterwards. I'll be using the Porter cable buffer along with the V32 compound by Chemical Guys. The orange pad that I've attached on here is perfect for removing swirl marks like the ones that I have on the car itself. So first I'm going to go ahead and apply some water on here and just clean up the hood as much as I can. Apply a little bit, a couple of sprays on the pad itself, and then I should be able to start the process itself. It's about 7:45 right now. I've been recording pretty much all day for you guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my camera inside right now so that it doesn't get damaged from all the dust. And I'm gonna complete the process. From the gist of it, I have the doors, I have the trunk, and the front left fender. So pretty much the remainder of the car. But it's gonna be moving a lot easier right now. The bumper cover, as you've seen, I had to mask off drastically. And then the hood area and all that stuff. Yeah, now that basically the complicated parts are over, it's just going at it with the buffer. I am going about 2,500 RPM if you guys were wondering what speed I'm using the buffer on, and it's coming out pretty nicely. Maybe another hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'll be done completely. So you guys will see the finished product pretty soon. Well, it's about 10 o'clock at night and I just finished. The neighbors are gonna love hearing me crank up all the cars, trying to move everything where it's supposed to be, especially the C5 Corvette. I think that one's gonna be rattling and waking up the neighborhood, but it is what it is. Started, I wanted to get it done today and I finally got it done. So project achieved, came out looking great. I'm pretty satisfied. I'm actually really interested in what it looks like in the sun tomorrow, but I had this light blasting at it. For the most part, all the major scratches were eliminated. There's pretty much, I mean, just a couple of ones, I guess, that were just too deep that probably need to be wet sand, but overall, project complete. I can move on with my life, and there's a few other things that I need to finish, like insulating the floor, so I need to order some new material, some of the rattle trap by Fat Mat. Hopefully that comes in next week, and I can take out the front seats next weekend to finish up the insulation process. That's about it. About to go take a shower, go to sleep, and gotta get up early tomorrow, go to work.